It's possible that many people are uncomfortable discussing death preparations. However, in actuality, it's crucial to get ready for death so that we can face it with peace and awareness, as well as for those around us. Among the crucial actions in being ready for death is making a will. This goes beyond just managing properties. However, it also involves choices regarding care for the dying. You can transmit your wishes for medical treatment in advance, should we become unable to communicate or make decisions for ourselves by creating a living will. Being depressed or giving up is not the point of dying prepared. However, it's about being accountable to oneself and one's family. Helps lessen future tension and potential disputes. It enables us to lead meaningful, fulfilling lives for the remainder of our years. In order to prepare for death and meet it with peace and dignity, we will discuss the significance of creating a living will and a will in this article, along with other pertinent topics. Life narrative, it's sometimes referred to as a living will, and is a crucial tool for end-of-life planning. It is not the same as a universal will that becomes operative upon death. While we are still alive, a living will is enforceable, but find themselves incapable of speaking or acting independently. The main advantage of having a living will is that it eases the stress and load on family members. Family members don't have to shoulder the responsibility of making decisions for them during a crisis. Divorce may result from this in the family. The patient and family can rest easier knowing that their loved one has a living will, because the care will be provided in accordance with the predetermined wishes. A living will can include outlined preferences for the manner of burial and other funeral rites, including giving the body for research, burial, or cremation, handling ash, burying it to feed trees, and letting Mars float. By attending to these requirements, families are relieved of some of the decision-making pressure and possible disputes are avoided. Creating a living will is a duty you have to your family and yourself. It enables us to live in harmony and with honor. In accordance with our personal desires, terminally ill people frequently experience excruciating pain. They fall into two primary categories. The first is pain brought on by illness and its after-effects, including diabetes, kidney failure, or cancer, even with the usage of morphine and other medicines. However, it is frequently impossible to completely alleviate misery. The second is the pain caused by life-extending procedures like tracheostomies and intubations, using dialysis or blood pressure medication. This frequently results in the patient experiencing more needless agony. When they wish to depart quietly, many patients who are still cognizant frequently communicate this to their loved ones. The patient is not the only one affected by this anguish, yet family members are also impacted in terms of the sorrow that comes from witnessing loved ones suffer, as well as the financial strain brought on by rising healthcare expenses without advantage. That is why creating a living will is so crucial, to determine our final requirements, lessens needless agony, and assist family in making decisions in accordance with our desires. It enables us to depart in harmony and with honor. The treatment of the dying is a delicate and significant matter, with primary directives: 3 things to be aware of. First, using medical technology to extend life is known as life prolonging. While the standard of living might not increase, such as when utilizing a ventilator or dialysis, this can cause the sufferer more needless anguish. Second, accelerating demise. The goal is to hasten the patient's demise. It is seen as unlawful and against medical ethics in many nations. Third, hospice care. It's a method that emphasizes getting rid of pain and suffering. Instead of attempting to delay or speed up death, concentrate on living well while you still have it. Benefits of palliative care are numerous. Makes patients feel more content and at ease. Lessen physical discomfort and ease psychological distress. Additionally, it facilitates family time spent together and get ready to handle the inevitable loss that will happen. Regarding nursing homes, patients and their families have the option of receiving care in a hospital or at home. Patients may feel more at ease and at home with the aid of home care. However, planning is necessary and can call for support from a group of knowledgeable medical professionals. If close medical supervision is necessary, hospital care can be suitable. In the end, the patient's needs should be considered while selecting a care plan. To provide end-of-life care with dignity and as close to the patient's desires as possible, there is open communication between the patient, family, and medical team. Many terminally sick individuals desire to die in the comfort of their own homes. In order to ensure that the last minutes are serene and significant, meticulous planning is needed. The life storytelling of one of Father Faizan's disciples makes for an intriguing case study. When she realized that she was nearly dead, she made the decision to go back home to spend her last days with palliative care. She arranges everything in her environment with great care. Plant trees, make a flower garden in front of the house, and decorate the house first. She positioned her bed so that she could look out the window and onto the garden. Establish a serene, shaded environment. The visiting monk claims that this renders the residence a dead place. Creating the ideal atmosphere involves more than simply looks, but also involves setting up the equipment for medical needs, rearranging the area to make it easier to move around and take care of patients, including setting up a tranquil and private space. The screening of visitors is another crucial concern. She split up the guests into two groups for this case study. Those who don't understand her decision make up the first category, which will only be permitted to see the house's front. In the second group are those who are close and aware of the circumstances. Who gets to hang out in the bedroom? This kind of screening preserves patient privacy and composure. Cut down on any potential chaos and tension. Lastly, it's critical to remember to include this request in your living will. This will guarantee that at-home dying requests are honored and carried out. It takes planning, preparation, and open communication with all parties involved to prepare for dying at home. To guarantee that the patient's final moments are calm, respectable, and fully in accordance with their desires. Care for the dying patient has an impact on others as well. It also has a significant effect on the family members who look after them, particularly with regard to emotional and mental well-being. Palliative care instances and life-sustaining patients are clearly different. Relative caregivers frequently experience a tremendous deal of stress and suffering when trying to prolong life. They were forced to watch as loved ones in the ICU suffered. This is frequently a very distressing image. Additionally, family members frequently hold out hope for a successful course of treatment. This leaves you unprepared to handle any potential losses. Oftentimes, relatives feel guilty when a patient passes away. It's your fault if the treatment you chose results in your loved one's suffering. Conversely, the psychological effects of palliative care are frequently less severe for the caregiver. This is so because the main goal of this type of care is to make the patient feel better. It enables family members to see a peaceful death of a loved one, not going through pain. Palliative treatment also allows family members to emotionally get ready for the impending loss, can facilitate a greater acceptance of the patient's death. These disparate effects have been confirmed by US research. It was discovered that relatives of patients getting palliative care had a 3 times lower risk of developing depression than relatives of patients who passed away in the intensive care unit or while on life support. The outcomes were assessed half a year following the patient's passing. An unresolved grief and guilt complex is the primary cause. This proof emphasizes how crucial it is to choose the right end-of-life care strategy. In addition to the patient's own benefit, long-term caregivers' mental health is also taken into consideration. Thus, palliative care is a choice that ought to be carefully thought through. In order for patients and their families to handle this trying period with grace and dignity. One crucial paper that lets us communicate our desires for end-of-life medical care is a living will. Relevant details must be included in a living will in a clear and concise manner to ensure that our wishes are appropriately carried out by people who will handle it. Let's start by going over what is and isn't permitted for each type of treatment. Particularly during the process of resuscitation, procedures like tracheostomy, endotracheal intubation, and CPR should be ordered in descending order of difficulty. Administering medicine to raise blood pressure, dialysis in cases of renal failure, feeding via a tube, administering medications, and taking blood samples for different testing. It's crucial to clarify that we don't need any medical attention. That only delays death or has no physiological benefit. The second crucial item that needs to be specified in a living will is the place of residence of death, since it will make it easier for families and medical staff to make plans in accordance with our preferences. Completing the declaration of intent as soon as feasible is equally vital. We must not put things off, as nobody can predict what will occur tomorrow. If an unforeseen circumstance prevents us from communicating our objectives, writing out our wishes might be quite beneficial. In the end, choosing the person you want to manage your will is just as crucial. Selecting a person who is well aware of your demands can defend us till the very end and withstand pressure from family members who might not get it. Just because we are a spouse or a child does not mean that we should select. However, it has to be someone who is prepared to safeguard our intentions and who genuinely understands. Making a complete and comprehensive living will enable us to die in peace and with honor, in accordance with our own desires, without putting our loved ones through hardship. In the end, creating a living will involve more than just putting your intentions in writing. However, it is our last act of love and care for the one we cherish. It is a preparation for life's ultimate journey, with honor and tranquility. Once we've expressed our needs in detail regarding your desired departure location as well as your medical care. In the last days, we do more than only lessen our personal pain. However, it also lessens the financial and emotional strain on our loved ones. We can confront death with awareness and understanding if we prepare ourselves and those around us. Deciding on people with care who will preserve our spirit. It resembles a last act of faith to someone who honors and comprehends our desires, even when we are unable to communicate our needs or talk. So, do not put off creating a living will. We never know if tomorrow will hit us or not, because life is unpredictable. The preparation for today, we shall give it to ourselves and our loved ones as a priceless present. It's outgoing with human decency and passing away in harmony, love, and comprehension. Thus, a living will is more than just a written agreement. It is a testament to bravery, love, and acceptance of life's realities. That even if it had to end, it did so in a lovely and significant way.